Hello, guys. Welcome to the Let's Talk podcast. I'm Kwaku,
I'm Christian.
And I'm Barry.
and today we're here to talk about, dare I say, the best movie ever created, Interstellar.
I'm sorry. Say that one more time for the people who couldn't hear you.
Interstellar is the best movie
Interstellar.
you will ever watch. Um, so today's actually kind of going to be like a little special episode. We're recording this during the week of my birthday, which is this Saturday. So thank you for all the happy birthdays I'm hearing in the back.
Happy
Happy
birthday, Kwaku.
birthday.
Happy
Woo
birthday,
woo.
Kwaku.
There we go.
The
There we go.
Emperor.
As you all know,
Bow down, bow
the
down.
emperor provides. Um,
I don't have a gun to my head right now.
and thank you guys for those birthday wishes. As always, the emperor will provide for you this year as well.
We are grateful. All hail the Emperor.
Thank you, thank you.
All right, guys. So, like I said, today we're here to talk about Interstellar. And listen, I'm going to tell you guys right now, this is going to be a very biased podcast towards Interstellar because I freaking love this movie. All right. First time I saw this movie, a little bit of background before we start, right? First time I saw this movie was in 2014. I was working at the movie theaters and I ended up going in and watching that movie. And when I tell you, like, IMAX, certain movies you have to experience in IMAX. Interstellar is one of those movies you have to experience in IMAX. It's amazing, just from the big screen to the sounds, right? With the speakers, the surround sound all around you, all those speakers, it's like the perfect experience because you kind of feel like you're in the movie in a way when you experience it that way. Like watching it at home on a television screen, it's just not that same experience. So when it came back in theaters last year, I went to see it again, and it's still an amazing experience. And mind you, right?
I'm
I
jealous.
have
I'm jealous.
I have seen this movie like like I don't even know, like I've watched it at least once a year since it's come out in 2014. So like I've pretty much watched this movie like almost, if not 20 times, almost 20 times at this point, honestly.
Oh my goodness.
And you know
Like,
what? But before he goes, hold on. Before he goes any further, I just want to say to anybody who's judging him that there are people who watch a lot of movies over and over again. For instance, like the Harry Potter movies or Star Wars or Home Alone on Christmas time.
Okay, okay, chill, chill.
No. So all right, all right. I'm
there,
just saying before y'all judge him
there,
for watching this movie 1,000 times. All right. just just know that people do this. Okay.
Hey, it's
there,
okay, appreciate great art.
Barry. I
Yes.
actually want to thank you. That thanks for coming to my defense like that. I appreciate that.
Yes.
No one was attacking you, Kwaku. It's all in
Christian
your head.
was.
Oh man, but
Yeah, but continue, please.
yeah. So as you can tell, I'm already like singing the praises of this movie because it's just really great, and we're gonna get into it, right? So, um, let's start off with the premise, right? So, premise pretty simple, right? Um, basically, the world is ending because there's famine going on. There's only like a couple of crops left that are surviving. I think it's literally just down to corn, I believe. If I get this play wrong, it'll be crazy considering the amount of times I've watched it. I just thought about that, but I'm pretty sure it is corn. That's like the last
It
like
is corn, yeah.
I'm pretty sure it's corn as well,
yeah,
yes.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
that's the last viable plant right now, right? So,
Yes.
so humanity has to humanity basically has to survive and try and find a way to either survive on the planet or, you know, go out there and find another solution. Pretty simple premise, and I think it's executed. Like I said, I'm going to be singing the praises of this movie. It's executed very well, right? Because the movie is more than that. It's about sacrifice. It's about love, and basically
Hope.
yep, it's about
Hope.
hope,
Yeah.
Adventure.
and basically like human advancement in a way as well. Because let's start off with the let's start talking about the plot of the movie, right? So it's following two. It's basically two main characters, right? It's Cooper and his daughter Murph. And
Hmm.
Cooper used to work for NASA, right? And unfortunately, because of the famine and everything, the government just could not keep on paying for NASA, so they shut them down. He was training to go out into space. He never got the chance to do that. Instead, he had to become a farmer, right? Mostly just farmers around this time so they can survive and eat. And so he never really got to use his talents, but Cooper's a smart guy too, right? And he he has this I don't want to say like a dream, but like he wants to adventure, right? That's the whole reason he even became like he was training for NASA and everything. He wants to go out there and explore.
Yeah, he's
And
not built for this farmer life.
No,
he's
no, not at
definitely
all.
not like it's he's it's basically like it's almost like I don't want to say it's the opposite of what he's think he wants to do, but it's like but in a way it is because like on a farm you're in that one place the whole time, right? And he wants to go out there and explore other worlds out there, right? Now some weird stuff starts happening around the farm, right? First you have like the farm equipment, right? Moving towards the house. Then you have Murph talking about this ghost in her room that's dropping books on the floor, right? Now then one night they get home from a game after there's this whole sandstorm that happens and there's these like lines in Murph's bedroom drawn in the sand. And Cooper figures out it's a binary and they use it and it's coordinates, right? So they end up at the space station which ends up being NASA, which everyone thought it was shut down, but secretly they've been sending people out there to look for other planets for Earth. Anything you guys want to say so far before we get into because that's basically like Act One of the movie right there.
Um,
Them finding NASA still there, and then Dr. Brand, who is also going to be an important character, is recruiting Cooper to be the pilot.
just a quick note. Brand is played by Alfred of the Batman movies with Christian Bale, so
Yeah,
it makes this movie like
It
2%
elevates the
more
plot.
awesome.
it
Yeah, it
does
does.
because
Yeah.
it's basically like so Bruce faked his death in the Dark Knight Rises, and so Alfred obviously had to get another job, so he became a
This is
NASA
exactly what I was
scientist.
gonna say, word for word. I was gonna say this word for word. Yeah. So yeah. So all the funding that NASA's getting is secretly from Bruce Wayne's old stash of money. So that's why he's able to fund his NASA projects and do this in secret. But continue,
Interesting.
Chris.
Interesting.
Yeah. If
Hey,
you didn't know this about the movie, now you know.
anything you like to add, Christian, before I continue?
Um, no, I don't think so. I
Okay,
don't think so.
all right. Now, yeah, if there's any specific scenes you want to talk about, just let me know,
Oh
and then we
wait,
can talk
sorry,
about
wait.
it further.
Before we continue, I just want to say
Yeah.
that Catwoman was also played by Anne Hathaway
That
and his daughter. Yeah,
is
Anne
true.
Hathaway.
So
All
okay,
right. Wait a
so
minute.
let's get. Oh, okay, go ahead.
So, so, so this movie is really extended Batman universe.
Yeah,
Now
basically,
that you
yeah,
say it,
yeah.
now
Bat-
that you say
Batman goes to space.
Batman, Batman goes to space. Listen, Alfred needed somebody to pick up and wear a new suit
You
and
know,
fly a crazy ship,
yo,
and
do you
that's
know
what
what
he
would
got.
be? Do you know what would be crazy? Um, what was the name of the scientist that she was in love with?
Edmund Edwards.
Oh,
Imagine if that was Christian Bale. That would be
Get
stop.
the
hilarious.
fuck.
That would be
Lose
hilarious,
my shit.
I think I would too. I think I would too.
um, but okay, so Anne Hathaway plays Dr. Brand's daughter. She's also a scientist, and her and two other scientists they've been training to go into space, but they've never actually flown anything. They've just worked in the simulator. While Cooper has physically flown a spaceship and everything, but he has not
Wait, hold on.
gone
Wait,
into
quickly,
space
you're wrong.
either.
It was Brand and three others. Remember, one of them died in the beginning. He got blasted away, I think.
Yeah, but it's Dr. Brandon, two other scientists.
No, it's three other people. Dr.
That's a
Brandon.
little minute details. I don't think that's not
Oh,
good.
sorry, no. Oh, yeah, sorry,
Wait,
sorry. Because I'm
who's
trying to remember.
is no?
I think
It's three scientists.
three scientists.
It's Dr.
Somebody
Brand
else
and two
died.
others.
Didn't somebody else die before they got to the first planet?
No.
Okay, never mind. All right, no. I'm speaking nonsense then. I thought somebody else died. I think I'm confusing it.
Oh gosh. Okay. The
Yeah, go ahead.
well, we'll get there, but the other
Yes,
guy does die also.
Yes,
But later on
this I do recall.
later on in the movie.
Yes.
Spoilers,
but
by the
it
way,
is
guys.
death occurs.
Death.
Beware.
Yes.
What were you about to say, Christian?
Go ahead.
Oh no, the important thing to note is that Cooper is a a well versed pilot.
Yes. And so
That's the important thing.
yeah, and they do mention Dr. Brand does mention like to Cooper like we're gonna go on this without you, but now you're here. Like something brought you here, right? Now, Cooper, Dr. Brand and the other scientists they mentioned that there's these beings that are basically helping them because they placed a wormhole near Saturn, I believe, right? That was a planet.
I
They they placed a wormhole
yes,
in
yes, yes,
yeah.
yes.
They basically placed a wormhole in space for them, and then through that wormhole, there's other planets through that wormhole. So what they had did in the past is that Dr. Brand sent out 10 scientists out there, and now after actually is it 10 scientists? I think one. Oh, it's 10. It's a 10-year time span since those scientists went out. I forget the number of scientists, but it's been 10 years since they were sent on those missions called the Lazarus missions, and now they're getting data back, saying like so. Some of them are getting data back that their planets are viable for life, and so
Wait,
they well.
hold on.
Hmm.
Isn't there like a Lazarus pit in the Christian Bale Batman's?
No, that's a well
Yes.
in no in the Batman universe. There's a Lazarus pit.
Oh,
Yes. There. It's so
I'm
funny.
just like there are more
He's connecting.
connections.
Yeah,
He's
but
connecting the dots. Yeah.
yeah, but I don't think there's a
Ra's
Interesting.
lot.
al Ghul.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
that's just a
Yes.
DC Batman thing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But
Sorry,
I'm
Barry got in my head now.
yeah. Um, and
Ra's al Ghul is in the movie, by the way.
he's actually not.
Yeah,
But
continue,
anyway,
Kwaku.
yes. I mean, if I could get back on track,
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead. Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Listen, we're just making connections between, the historical accuracies of, Batman and
Okay, sure.
Interstellar.
We we know you love this movie. We're trying, inform the fans over here so they know they know what's going on.
Exactly.
That's all. That's all.
Of the fake background to the movie. um. Yes. So they sent out scientists 10 years ago. Some of them are sending information back that their planets are viable for life. So Dr. Brand's daughter, um, damn, what is her name? That is crazy.
Oh,
Oh
that is.
my goodness.
What?
I don't know.
I'm pretty sure they call her Dr. Brand too, though.
They
Yeah,
do call her
they do.
Doctor
Yeah,
They
they,
Brand.
do.
they do call her Dr. Brand, which I forget. That's why I cannot remember her name because they also call her Dr. Brand. Um, but anyway, so those three scientists have never been in space, and so Cooper being there, he's a viable option to pilot the ship and lead these three scientists into space, right? Now, here's the issue, right? Cooper has a strong connection to, well, not really an issue, but like Cooper has a strong connection to his family, right? And so the main thing is, how long is this gonna take? Now, they don't know, right? Because they're basically
They don't know.
venturing into uncharted territory. They're about to go into a wormhole, which who knows if you're gonna survive that, right? The others did, which is good, but you just never know. And then it, it's also on the idea that Dr. Brand is trying to figure out a way to get everyone off the planet. The issue is he hasn't solved an equation to make all of that work. And so Cooper is also going out there on the belief that, all right, if I go help these people find a viable planet, he can help. He's going to solve an issue for them to get on all life on Earth off the planet. And so
Yeah.
Cooper is like, all right, well, I don't want to really leave my family for all these years, but if I can save my children by going out there, it's worth the risk. Now, that's
Hmm.
plan A, right? Getting people off the planet. Plan B is they have like a colony that they can start with fertilized eggs and everything like that as well. That Cooper
Oh yeah, yeah.
that Cooper will be taking out there with them, right? Now, Cooper decides to go on a mission, but lo and behold, right? What a surprise. His daughter, right? Murphy is
Not thrilled.
I think she's 13. No, I'm trying to remember her age. I think she's 13,
13.
I believe.
13 feels about right.
Yeah, I think she's 13, right?
That's yeah. That feels right.
Yeah. And then she's not happy at all, right? She's crying. She's like, don't go, because she knows it's going to be a long time, right? And then Cooper ends up saying, like, he comes up getting to a room saying, like, listen, it's not going to be that bad, like, and then he makes this, like, kind of joke where he's like, hey, by the time I come back, we might even be the same age. And Murph gets,
Which I'm sure from her point of view is like not funny.
yeah, it was like,
Yeah.
her expression, first of all, great actors to everyone in the movie, right? And then listen, this is like, it's hard to get good child actors, but she killed her role as Murph.
Oh yeah.
Now, she ends up getting so pissed because it's like, why would you be like, okay, why would you make that joke? That's like, she already doesn't want you to leave, and you're making a
Yeah,
joke that
exactly.
you're gonna be the same age, right? And so she basically, he leaves on bad terms, right, with his daughter, because she doesn't talk to him. He ends up leaving, and then she ends up running out, saying that she's trying to yell at him to stop, because she's saying that the ghost in her room is like dropping stuff, right? So it's basically when it drops the books on her bookshelf, it's speaking in Morse code based on how thick the lines are and everything, and it's telling him to stop and not go. That's what she's yelling out to her dad.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, that doesn't get him to stop, right? And they end up leaving on the mission, right? And they end up going with two decommissioned robot marines. One's called Taurus and one's called Case, right? Pretty funny duo. Mostly Taurus, but yeah. Um, so let's see. So they end up going to hypersleep, right? And then they end up at the wormhole. And that's a first of all, I gotta say, right? The cinematography in this movie is beautiful. The music in this movie is also amazing. Hans Zimmer, right? He makes some of the best
That's your goat.
soundtracks. Yep. He makes some of the best soundtracks for movies. It's freaking amazing. Now, Barry, you still there?
Yeah, I'm right here. I'm
Okay.
taking it all in.
You just listen to me.
Yeah.
You just
Yeah.
listen to me. Yep.
Hey man, this is your moment. We're here
Bro,
to
let
support, but this is your
exactly,
moment.
exactly. We're letting you shine right now.
All right. So that wormhole scene where they're going through the wormhole and everything, that's such an amazing scene. I remember like it's a tense scene too because it's like they're literally going to like unknown territory from there. Like you get into you're going through this wormhole that's gonna take you to a whole different galaxy, like light years away from Earth, and because it could definitely be a one-way trip, you know. Now there's a
Correct.
yeah, and there's a scene when they're going through the wormhole where Dr. Brand reaches out her hand and she's like shaking something's hand that's like coming through the ship, but it's all like warped because the wormhole is warping space and time, right? So it's warping all of that
Yeah.
stuff. Yeah. So they get to the wormhole. I mean, they get through the wormhole onto the other side of the galaxy. First planet they're gonna visit is Miller's planet because it's basically right there, and it's pinging that.
Right there on the other side of the universe. Yes.
Yeah, yeah, it's basically right. Um,
Yes, that's a good caveat right there. Yeah.
um, and then so it's pinging that it's basically a viable planet, right, for life there. And so when they pull up to Miller's planet, right, there's time passes differently there because there's a huge black hole on the planet, right? So slow down time. 1 hour on there is 7 years on Earth. And so they basically have to time their they basically have to like you have to be like timely there. Like you can't waste any time. And so they get down to the planet and then
Wait, I would like to say something real quick.
yeah,
Well, like the whole like time thing,
yeah.
the fact that it's like scientifically accurate. That's all.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Wait, what'd you say?
He
It's
does
scientifically accurate?
Yeah, like that. That is the way it would work.
yeah.
Yes, yes,
He
yes.
does his research when he makes his like okay, another thing too guys, like Christopher Nolan, he is an amazing director as well. All right? Go watch Inception also. Um now when they get down to the planet, right? They're looking for Miller's beacon, right? First of all, when they land on the planet, it's just all water around them. Now,
Yo,
now
yes.
they can walk in the
Oh my.
water. The water goes up, I would say maybe like a little bit above your ankles or around there. Now, they can't find Miller's beacon, which is transmitting data, right? Now, eventually they end up seeing that her ship got wrecked. They're not sure what really caused it. and they find her beacon, but there's no Miller. And Dr. Brand decides that she has to find the data, and so she
Stupid.
goes out
I'm
further.
sorry. I'm sorry.
No, we're gonna get there. Wait. She's walking further out, right? Cooper notices that there's like something getting closer to them. Eventually, it gets close enough, and he sees a giant wave. Basically, the planet is just a ocean planet, and so Miller basically died. Basically, right before they landed, she basically just died based on how time passes differently.
Oh,
And so she got hit by
dude,
a
I didn't.
wave. So
Dude,
all
I literally just got another shiver down my spine. The same shiver I got when I first watched this shit.
all that data they've been getting for the past 10 years basically just happened on the planet. Now,
Yeah.
Dr. Brand sees the wave is coming. Cooper shouts out to her to come back inside. She's like, no, she needs the data on the planet. So she goes out for it to try and grab it. Now, she's not even able to grab it because the wave is just getting so close that the other scientist tells the robot to go grab her. Now, the robot goes grabs Dr. Brand, but please tell me why. And I'm not even going to bother to know his name because why did he go back into the ship and wait for her? This man stood by the entrance of the ship, waited for the robot to bring her back in, and then tried to get in, and then they got hit by the wave.
Yes,
He
that
had
is exactly what happened.
he had ample time to survive and exist in the rest of the movie, and he chose not to. He chose
Well, you know
not
what,
to.
Kwaku? Honestly, I would be like, kill me too. I don't want to. I like just kill me too. Just kill me. I'm out here in space. Just I'm take me.
Now,
God.
Take me.
now
Yeah, go ahead.
because of the ship getting hit by the wave, it flooded the engine so they can't leave right away. So because of Dr. Brand, they're on that planet longer than they needed to be, right? Because she didn't listen,
Yes.
Yeah.
right? Now you have Cooper trying like basically trying to find a way to see like if they can like somehow go back in time or anything like that to recover the time they lost. And Dr. Brand's like, that's impossible because nothing can. The only thing that can travel back in the past is gravity, right? That's what she tells him. Now, when they finally able to leave the planet, right? They get back onto the main ship, right?
Hmm.
Now they find out that let me see.
How do
I
you remember how
believe
long they were in the
is
planet for?
I'm about to I'm about to tell you right now. Um,
I think 21 years.
so roughly 3 hours and 17 minutes they were on the planet,
Okay, yeah, yeah.
and because of that, 23 years, 4 months, and 8 days passed on Earth. So it's been
Yeah.
23 years that passed on Earth. Meanwhile, for Cooper and his team, it was just 3 hours. That was it. Well, Cooper and the sun.
And
Hmm.
honestly, like my favorite scene is like coming up now.
Yes, which. So, okay. One thing I did mention earlier was that there's a function on the ship where you can send video recordings to your family on Earth, and then Earth can do the same. And so they were doing that, right, all the way up until they got to Miller's planet. And then now that 23 years have passed, Cooper is basically like, basically Cooper, like, as soon as Cooper hears how much time has passed, he basically walks
He
off to
knows he
the,
fucked up.
yep, he knows everything's been fucked up, and um, he walks towards the video room, right? and then he watches 23 years worth of his son basically growing up, right? You see him growing up, his son marrying, having a kid, which unfortunately dies due to the famine that's going on Earth, right? Because not only is the blight, which is what's causing the famine, affecting the crops, but it's also like causing diseases like lung diseases and everything as well, right?
Yeah, it's
Now,
bad.
Yep.
as you're watching this, right? So first of all, this scene broke me, right?
Oh my god, yeah.
This entire scene broke me. Like I was actually crying. I was surprised. I'm just like, yikes! This thing is like breaking me, right? And then you notice that Murph has not left any video messages.
Oh, I know. Oh my god, that crushed me.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Yeah.
Like literally, the last
Yep.
thing that he remembers of her is
Yep.
how upset he made her by going
Exactly.
Yep.
on this thing in the first place.
Yep. Now, the last message that plays is Murph's message, right? And actually, by the way, Murph was 10 years old, which makes sense because it's been 23 years, right?
Mm.
So Murph finally makes a video recording, and it's of an older Murph. And Murph mentions that I've never made one of this before, but the reason I'm making this is because you told me we were going to be the same
Oh my
age
god, yes.
when you got back, and now I am, and now will be a really good time for you to come back. Oh my God, I was crying at that scene, just like Cooper. That
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep. Yep. Yep.
that was amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Um, that kind of concludes that part of that kind of half of the movie, right? What do you guys feel?
Um, I was watching like a little video about that scene, and apparently, like the scene that we see in the movie,
Mm-hmm.
it was like the first take.
Oh wow, wow.
Really.
Yeah, they did other takes, but they weren't as good as the first take.
Mm.
Yeah.
Because
That one.
apparently, what's his name? Matthew McConaughey. Is that
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. Great actor, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
Really love that guy.
He wanted to go into that scene without knowing anything because he wanted to be as authentic as he could.
Oh
And so it
wow.
turned out like the first take they did was the one that they ended up using in the film.
Oh wow.
I gotta say, I'm so surprised that you don't know this, Kwaku. I'm so surprised.
Yeah,
I know, right?
yeah.
Oh man,
Woo! I
that
win.
makes
that
that
makes
makes that
this
scene
scene.
even better in my opinion, man.
It makes it
Cause
from a 10 out of 10 to like a 20 out of
oh
10.
yeah,
Like
cause
seriously, because
I still
now
feel
it
that
doesn't
scene
even.
when I
It's not
watch
even
it.
acting. It's not
Yeah,
even acting. That's his real emotion. Like that is crazy.
Yeah,
I know.
he calls it reacting.
Yes,
Throw
yes,
it
Reacting.
out there.
Oh
yes. He
wow.
is.
That's
He
what he
is
calls
that
it.
kind of an. Yeah, he's a real kind of an actor.
He's reacting but not overreacting, right?
Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
he's just reacting to what's happening.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Murphy's 33 years old now, and we find out that she's been working with Dr. Brand, right, to try and solve the equation. Now, Murph notices something with the equation. She notices that he hasn't been changing a certain part of the equation, which is time, right? Now,
Hmm.
she's basically saying, like, well, it's kind of like he's been chasing his tail all these years. And he kind of gets offended by that, and then just he ends up just leaving, right? And then there's
Yeah.
more, and there's also some scenes with Marv visiting her brother, right, and his family. So now it's the brother, his wife, and then they had a second child, um, which survived thankfully, right? And then the grandfather's there, which I don't even think we talked about the grandfather, which is hilarious. I don't even think I mentioned him once.
Yeah.
But he's unfortunately dead as well. He was a funny character too, though.
He was, yes.
um,
Yes.
but yeah,
He's from something. We know him from something. I just don't know what.
I
yeah.
think
Don't
we do.
I just don't remember either. But he's definitely a. I mean, almost everyone in that cast is a lot of people in that cast are like famous.
Yeah, yes.
Um,
Yeah. Yeah, Christopher Nolan really assembles a board of players.
and he loves using the same actors, which is kind of cool.
Yes.
Uh,
Wait,
uh
who made the wait. Christopher Nolan. Who's the guy who made the Christian Bale Batman movies?
I
Christopher
think it was also
Nolan.
him.
Oh
Yeah, it's Christopher
my
Nolan,
god.
and he
I
made
think
his
we're onto something here,
and
guy.
he made Inception. And he made Tenet.
I think
Titanic too.
Tenet.
And I said Titanic.
Oh, and he made
I don't know who made that.
he
Is
also
Avatar also him or no?
no, that's Spielberg.
Avatar?
Yeah. No. Yeah, that's Spielberg.
Huh.
Um,
Oh no, James Cameron.
James Cameron.
Wait, did James Cameron do Titanic? Am I giving credit to the wrong person?
I don't know.
I don't remember who did
Yes,
Titanic.
James Cameron also did Titanic. So that was
Yeah.
not Christopher Nolan. My apologies.
And I don't know why it says Spielberg did. It's because I'm thinking of because the new trailer of Jurassic Park dropped. And I'm just thinking about that for some reason. Um.
Interesting.
Anyway, now I forgot what we're talking about.
Oh man, you really did lose your train of thought.
I
My
did.
bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry.
Um.
The last
You gotta give me
the
a
last part of the
second.
story we're at was
So yeah.
the equation.
No, that was not the last part. So all right, let's get back to where we're talking about, right? So basically we're seeing Murph's older and we're seeing the brother older, right? They're showing like what their life is like right now, where the blight is worse, with the son having the lung disease, and then now his son Cooper's son has taken over the farm. He's in charge of it now and everything, right? And he's kind of just like stuck in his way, right? Kind of while Murph is still trying to find a way to like save everyone, right? Like the world, everything, right? He's kind of just like
hmm
going in emotions, right? Because even like trying to get his son some treatment for the lungs, he's fighting back against that, and like he's like not letting them take the son away to go get treatment. He's just like
Which
he's
is
been
wild to me.
yeah, which
Honestly.
I think is kind of basically just like this is it. Like this is just the world we live in. Nothing's gonna change, right?
hmm
Which is one of the themes of this movie, right? Is kind of like human advancement, right? And it kind of goes back into the poem "Do Not Go Gentle to That Good Night," which Dr. Brand recites multiple times throughout the movie, right?
Yeah.
It's kind of like especially like the line about rage against the dying of the light, like humans fighting against like the end, right? Trying to find some
Yeah.
Yeah.
kind of light or hope, right? Just don't just die, like fight against it. And it's
The
kind of
brother
like
doesn't get the memo.
yeah, basically he didn't get the memo
Who?
about that. The brother.
Who didn't get the memo?
The brother.
Oh, the
Murph's
brother
brother.
didn't get the
I
memo.
forget his
Yeah.
name. So Murph's
Oh,
brother.
he probably never been to the space station. That's why. So he'd probably never met him.
But now let's go back into space, right? With Cooper and Co. So Now, because of the fuel wasted from Miller's Planet and everything like that, they can't go to the two other planets where they are. So it's left with they went to Miller's Planet. Now the other planets, one of them was the one that led the Lazarus missions and inspired the other scientists to go on this kind of like one-way trip, and that's Doctor Man, and then the other,
MVP.
yep,
MVP.
No, let's not do this.
MVP.
wait, is between Doctor Man and um Dr. Edmonds, right?
Dr. Edwards.
So Edmonds. So
Oh,
they
Edmonds.
have to decide between these two, right? Because they don't have enough fuel to visit both. And Cooper was on to Dr. Brand being in love with Dr. Edmonds, just based on some cues he was picking up from her and everything, right? And she's suggesting they go to
Emotion.
it.
Sorry.
Yes.
It's like she's pretty like calm and collected about everything for the most part,
Yeah.
Yeah.
except homeboy.
Yep. And so she's basically suggesting they go to Edmonds' planet. And then Cooper's like, well, why would we go there if Dr. Mann, the one who led all these people and is highly regarded, why wouldn't we go to his planet? And then she's basically saying, like, well, this is my field, like, and she's trying to basically, Cooper's trying to say, like, her love for Dr. Edmonds is affecting her decision. And then, and she kind of admits to it. She's like, all right, yeah, sure, what if it is? But it's like, shouldn't that mean something? Because this goes back to things not being able to basically travel. Um, I feel like I'm phrasing this wrong, right? So,
Back in time.
yes, about things being able to, what can transcend time, right? Gravity. Here, Dr. Brand mentions love can do the same thing too, because you love people that die in the past, even though there's like no real benefit to it now that they're dead, right? Like that. And so she kind of mentioned like love is something else that can travel through time, and they do end up going to Man's Planet because they're like, well, I think your judgment is just compromised. So they end up going to Doctor Man's Planet, and he's been in hypersleep for they don't really say how long, but we can probably assume it's been like several years since he's been in hypersleep. When they
That
wake,
is crazy, by
yep,
the way.
when they wake him up, right? He just starts crying because he has not seen another human being in 10 years.
Oh, I remember that scene, and I feel like I resonated so much, so strong with it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And that was the
It's
last time I liked the guy. Sorry.
because just imagine being out on a planet by yourself with no other human interaction for over 10 years. Like you could go crazy, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a crazy thing to think about, and it kind of leads back to the whole like, again, this the whole love, right? The whole theme of love in this movie. And just craving
The
human
power of love.
yep, and craving human connection, right?
Yeah.
Now, Dr. Man gives them this pitch about his world being viable for life, all this hullabaloo, all these lies, right? And guess what happens on Earth? Dr. Brand dies, and he ends up confessing to Murph that basically plan A, which was them being able to find a planet and being able to transport people to Earth. I mean, from Earth to that new place was basically a lie. It was Plan B was Plan A the whole time, and Doctor Man, I know, he knew about the plan, but even Doctor Brand's daughter didn't know, which is actually kind of crazy. But I guess it's kind of like a, in a way, he was protecting his daughter, so because he sent her out there. So I guess you could see that as like
Yeah.
a W dad move in a way. But
Yeah.
well,
W is a little
wait,
strong of a
wait. I
word.
said for a dad, not a human, not like because he sent his daughter out there to be safe. Listen, anyway, we can talk about his character in a bit. Oh man,
Yes.
listen, W dad. Anyway, Murph.
Ah,
So Murph doesn't really know if her dad knew or not, and they just abandoned the people on Earth, right? And so she sent out this video message asking, letting Dr. Brand know that her dad has unfortunately passed away. But at the end, she's like, "Yo, like, did y'all know? Like, you just left us here to die and expire? Like."
yo, facts.
And so everyone hears this recording. And that's when Dr. Man's like, uh, he was like, no, the professor solved this equation like years ago. And they're like, what? And he's like, yeah, like Plan B was Plan A the whole time. The whole issue is that he can't technically finish because you need to literally see into a black hole to to basically solve the entire equation. And so
Yeah.
obviously that is not possible, right? It's not possible. And so plan B was really Plan A the whole time because that's the only thing that made sense. And so Cooper is just like, what the fuck? Basically,
Yep.
it's like basically that's like,
Y'all fucking me right now, right? Y'all
Yeah, you're
fucking me
like, I'd
right now.
much rather just be with my daughter.
yeah, cause
Exactly.
yeah. So he's like, all right, well, here's the colony. Then basically, like they're gonna give him the colony, and then Cooper and Doctor Brand are just gonna go back because it's like the people we love are like on Earth, basically, right? Well, I guess Edmonds
Yeah.
is still in space, but whatever. That's another. um, now but before they do that, they're gonna help him set up everything on the planet, right? So they because it's or else it's just gonna be him and then was it gonna be two of them? Because I guess the other guy, no, the other guy was gonna go look at the black hole, but he ended up dying thanks to Doctor Man. Now it's just Doctor
Well,
Man
we
and
can't really say that for sure.
I mean the bomb blew him up. Yeah,
Well,
it was
yeah.
rigged to blow up.
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
Anyway, anyway,
Who knows? Maybe. Maybe not.
I'm, I'm gonna try to defend Doctor Man.
bro,
No, there's no defending him.
don't
Oh
defend
my
that.
god,
Don't defend that
despicable.
monster because I'm gonna go off on him in a few. Um,
Yeah, go ahead.
Please do.
now Cooper is walking out there with Doctor Man. He's gonna try and help him, right? Set up before they leave, right? And guess what happens? Doctor Man tries to kill Cooper because he's like, no, you're not taking this shit back home because guess what? By world, you cannot live on this planet. Like, it is not suitable for human life. So he was lying the whole time. The whole time he was hitting the beacon that his planet was a viable place for human life. It was a lie because he just couldn't bear the thought of just dying out there on his alone. Because again, these missions were one way trips. If like you know,
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god, he's so annoying. Yes.
and can you imagine, right? the
No.
man that in the man that inspired all these other guys to risk his life. He's now acting
Is a
cowardly.
bitch.
Yeah, exactly. Now, the one thing I will say though is that he still had plans to continue the mission. So he was gonna take the cells and go to Dr. Edmund's planet. Now, so he ended up breaking Cooper's helmet, right? And so Cooper couldn't breathe. And Dr. Man escaped. He took their ship, and then he tried or one of their ships. He took it up to try and go to the main space station, the Endurance. Dr. Brand ended up saving Cooper. They go up to chase after Dr. Man, and this is where the nonsense happens, right? So there's this whole procedure where you have to dock the ship onto the space station, right?
Oh yeah.
And because it's been 10 years, right? It's a new procedure, and so Dr. Man is not familiar with it. He's trying to dock onto this space station, and it's literally telling him imperfect docking, right? And he's still trying to open up the door to get inside the space station. And even me that's watching and I don't know anything about space travel, I know that if he opens that door, right, like he's gonna get sucked into
Yeah.
space, right? And so I'm just confused as to like if this computer is telling you it's imperfect docking, it's still trying to open up the door. Like, aren't you like putting two and two together that something bad is about to happen if I do this? But for some reason, he's like, nah, I'm gonna do my own thing. And so Dr. Brand even tries to so they're trying to talk to the comms, he's like turn them off. So she broadcasts this through the PA system. And he cuts her off. He's like, listen, Dr. Brand, this isn't about any of our lives, right? I'm trying to do this for humanity, whatever, whatever. And thankfully, he gets sucked into space. So like it just cuts him off, right? And so he ends up dying again, thankfully. And unfortunately, because of um because of what happened, that ship getting destroyed from him trying to open up the door, now the space station is like falling into a planet's orbit. And then you have Cooper and Dr. Brand, and then you have Tars and Case in the other spaceship, basically staring at this space station falling to Earth, falling towards. I was about to say Earth,
Hmm.
falling,
Falling towards the planet.
falling to this planet, right? And with no hesitation, one of the best scenes happens in this movie. Cooper just starts flying towards the fallen space station, and
Oh,
you have Dr. Brand ask Cooper what he's doing. And listen, I get goosebumps every time I watch this scene. He just says docking. And I think this whole sequence I just think is so cool. Like I think it's better than some action sequences, which is crazy to say, but like it's a goosebump
This is
worthy
action.
scene. Yeah, I guess yeah, but it's like so Cooper is basically has to match the rotation speed of the space station and dock the space station. I mean, dock the ship onto the space station while it's falling onto the planet's orbit. And he does manage to do that as well with the help of Case and Tars, the two marine robots, right? And listen, that was just one of the best moments in the entire movie, and like
No, it was cool.
it
yeah.
was. But again, it's just like, bro, like this dude is docking while this thing is falling onto a planet, and then this guy can't even dock it normally when it's
Hey
stationary.
man, like
What
No,
a
one
there
thing we
was
knew
nothing
was
wrong.
he's
like
a pilot.
Doctor Man is probably the trashiest scientist ever. Like he's like
Oh,
top
this. Oh
top
my god.
top 10 worst scientists ever. um.
Top 10 worst scientists ever.
Oh yeah, definitely.
No redeeming qualities.
What redeeming qualities does that man have? I guess.
No.
Well, he did want to continue the mission still. I will say
No.
that. I will say that. All
What would
right.
you say? I want to know what you would say.
What I said?
Yeah. What would you say about him?
I mean, he was gonna continue the mission, for humanity's sake.
Yeah. See.
That's a
Yeah.
redeeming
See.
quality.
Yeah.
Christian just doesn't want to admit
Yeah.
No,
See.
I refuse to admit
it. Okay.
Like the way he was acting, no.
He had
He's
his
I,
just a
reasons.
punk.
He
nah,
had his reasons.
nah, he is. He deserved it. I'm so happy he died. Anyway,
He's just a
um,
punk.
Bro, I'll say this: none of us know what that solitude would do to somebody.
yeah, listen. I
I think
know.
I would have killed myself. I would have been like that dude on the water planet, bro. Just take me. Just take me. Just take me.
You would just stay there for the wave to claim you.
I mean, damn, to go like that. Oof, oh my god!
I don't want
Somebody
to think
shoot me,
about that,
please.
bro. That would be my
Somebody
biggest
shoot me,
fear.
please. Somebody
Like,
shoot me.
yikes! I would
Oh yeah,
never.
yeah.
I would not survive on that water planet ever.
No, oh my.
I don't think
I
I'd
would have
survive
to
on any
be.
water planet.
I'd have to be Aquaman. That's the only way. I would have to be Aquaman.
Control
Well,
the.
goodbye,
I wouldn't.
Barry. That's not happening.
Then I guess I'm not surviving on any water planet.
Oh my
Hey, but
gosh.
at least in the water planet, you die, but like, wow, look at that view. Whew, one
What
way to
view?
go.
What? Were you terrified? Did you shit your pants? Is this before or after the shit has filled your pants?
Oh my
It's wild. It's
gosh.
happening, yo. Wild.
Oh my god. All right. So we're almost at the end of the movie, right? So let's fast forward, right? So now they know they can't make a return trip to Earth. They have to finish the mission. So they plan to go to Edmund's planet. Now, what Cooper doesn't tell Dr. Brand is that it's only going to be her going because they need to, based on some calculations, right? They have to there's I think what is there like three ships now, I think, and so in order for them to even reach Miller's planet, they have to basically eject all of those ships to give the main ship more of a push to get close to that planet with the remaining fuel.
Yes.
And so
Yeah.
um Tars is the first one that gets ejected, right? So he gets ejected and then he goes into the black hole because
Yeah.
their last
Real
ditch
MVP right there.
yep, one of their last ditch
Yo,
efforts
honestly.
is that they're still going to do plan A and plan B. So Dr. Brand is leaving with plan B to go to Edmund's planet to get the colony started. And Tars and Cooper are going to be shot
Cool.
into the black hole in order to basically get the black hole information and try their best to transmit it back to Earth so they can get the people on Earth off of their planet too.
Mm-hmm.
So Cooper gets shot into the black hole, right? And then the ship ends up getting destroyed, and then he ends up ejecting from the ship, and it's just literally just pitch black, right? And then he ends up falling.
Oh.
He sees this
Oh my
structure
gosh.
out in space, right? And I was creeped out the first time I saw it. I'm just like, yo, this would be. I would be scared if I was him. Like
Bro,
you're literally just
what would you rather
flowing.
want? Would you want the wave or would you want that?
I'd probably take that.
Which one would you want?
I'll
You
take
would take
that.
that over the wave?
Bro, I can't. Thalassophobia, bro. I can't with the ocean. I
I
just can't.
oh oh y'all
Um,
God, shivers down my spine, bro. Just
but
talk about this shit. God
but
damn.
he's basically floating. He's floating out in literal pitch blackness. Like you can't see. He's in the black hole, so there's like no stars or anything, right? And then he just
Mm-hmm.
sees this structure pop out of nowhere, and then he's falling into the structure, right? And then he ends up just stopping, and then he notices that it's I don't even know how to describe this visually because he's basically in this is so these beings that put these wormholes out there for them in space have created this structure of time, different points of time behind Murph's bookshelf. So that bookshelf, that books have been being knocked over, how they got the coordinates to the space station, right? How the books
Dun
knocked
dun
over
dun.
and said stop, right? It's you can see through her room from where Cooper is, right? And then so Cooper is basically going through time through Murph's bookshelf. All the moments that he was seeing where we were seeing like the ghosts with the coordinates and everything, that was all Cooper the whole time. So he ended up realizing that gravity does have an effect on time, right?
Yep.
And he ends up hearing Tars, right? Tars ends up coming through the radio, telling him that he has the data from the black hole that they can transmit into Earth, but he doesn't know how to. And this is where we get into basically what Dr. Brand was saying, right? How love can transcend time. Because you kind of get it here. You get love and gravity transcending time together. Because even Tars asks, so Cooper figures out that he has to give the information to Murph, but not Kid Murph, obviously, like the adult Murph. But Tars asks him, like, but how do you even know she's gonna get that, right? And then Cooper is like, it's just through love. That's how it's gonna happen. And
Mm-hmm.
he even says like, how do you know she'll come back for the data? And Cooper says, because I gave it to her. Just like it's just like, definite things like he just knows is gonna happen because of love. That's like one of the big themes, right? Of basically like
Yep.
love, human sacrifice, right? Just sacrificing things for like your kids. Like again, like when I said Dr. Brand was a W dad, it's because he's basically sacrificing his humanity to basically send his daughter out there to at least survive and live, right? He's
Yeah.
making like,
Yeah.
because people see his choice as evil, like you're just abandoning people on Earth, but it's like, yeah, but it's like if there's no solution to his equation, right? The next best course of action is to build like that colony elsewhere to survive, right? But it's like he
Oh
has to
yeah.
be the one to make that like, I guess, evil choice or something like that, right? It's something that someone has to do. He decided to take that upon himself, even if he was going to be
Oh yeah.
seen as like a bad guy by his daughter, but he was in a way doing it to save his daughter, right? Kind of the same way with
Yeah,
Cooper.
but why?
Wait. Kind of the same way with Cooper. It's like even though his daughter may was probably gonna hate him forever, he knew he had to go out there and find a way to save his kids so that they
Yep.
wouldn't die on that planet, even if he was gonna be seen as a bad guy to Mirth. Um,
I mean,
wait, I'm almost done with the movie. Then we can.
okay.
So Cooper transmitted the data right through the watch, which I never mentioned the beginning, but he ended up leaving the watch for her when he left on his space mission. So that's how he transmitted the data using Morse code, and then Murph transmitted the data, and then she was able to solve the equation completely, and then they were able to find a way to get everyone off of Earth. They created a space station near Saturn, right? It was called Cooper Station, named after her. And then Cooper ended up, I think he ended up So they say he was 120, or a little bit over 120, right?
Yeah,
Something like that. So around
yeah,
around
something like that.
yeah, so around like 87, or like maybe 87 to like 90 years have passed, right? So
Damn.
yeah, so he's basically seeing like how humankind has kind of advanced, right? And Murph is still alive, and she ends up coming to where he is. She's very old. She has a big family too, and she's basically about to die, right? And then she's like, telling her dad to leave. Well, she says like ends up saying like, I trusted you like the whole time. Like I went back for the watch. I knew you were my ghost the whole time. Like people didn't believe me, but I know you saved me, Dad. Right? So again, Cooper,
Hmm.
because Cooper basically sacrificed spending his time with her in order to, in a way, save her and everyone on Earth. Right? But then she tells him to leave because a parent should not have to watch their child die. Right?
Yes.
And
No.
so she tells him to go out there, look for Dr. Brand, because she has gone to cryo sleep while like the colony's basically like growing and stuff like that, right? So you should go out there and help her. And so that's kind of how it ends, right? Again, with Cooper going out there again, like the whole idea of the exploration as well, like with him going out there again to continue his adventure in space. And then you
Hmm.
and then like you do see, Dr. Brand, she set up camp and she is about to go down for the long nap, and that's how the movie ended, right? Beautiful movie. Please, everyone,
Oh yeah.
watch this movie. You gotta watch this movie.
Out of curiosity, Kwaku, what would you rate this movie?
you know, if I think about it really, I think 10 out of 10.
10 out
Okay.
of 10.
Yes.
Wow.
Right?
All right. Well, with
Who would
that,
have thought, right? Who would have thought I would have
I
rated
want,
this
I want,
movie
I
a
want to
10
hear
out of 10?
your score of each section now. So, what do you give the characters? What would you give these
The
characters?
characters, I think all the characters are amazing. Even the son, right? So it's kind of funny when you think about it, because
Oh,
it's like,
Timothy Chalamet.
yeah,
Timothy Chalamet.
Timothy Chandelier, right? So it's kind of funny
Wait, that
because,
was him?
yeah, that was him.
In the
Yeah,
beginning, yeah, yeah,
Yo.
yeah,
bro.
I
That's what I'm
know.
saying.
Who's been around?
All star cast. Like, come
Yeah,
on now.
Christian, I've watched this multiple times. Last year was the first time I realized. Um, so even the son, where it's like he doesn't have that much screen time, like the interactions between him and his dad aren't even that focused on compared to the dad and Mirth. Even him, he serves his role for what he's supposed to be, right? Like kind of what I was
Yeah.
explaining earlier about like him just coming to it's just like, all right, like this is just how it's gonna be. Because there was a conversation I didn't even mention when I was talking about Cooper being an explorer. Because he had a conversation. So the grandpa I was talking about was that's his wife's father that's still alive, right? So
Yeah.
he was mentioning like Cooper, like I understand, because he's basically told Cooper like you're not really made for this world. Unfortunately, you were born too late, right? Because
Do you guys want to hear something interesting about Timothy Chalamet?
yeah, yeah, go ahead. Yep, interrupt me.
It's he also is a person who's very interested in playing Robin in a Batman movie.
Oh, yeah, I know that.
Oh my god.
Just
Now,
to go along with the, I see what Christopher Nolan is doing, and I I don't think he's trying to be subtle, you know. So
Thank you for that.
But continue, Kwaku. Yeah,
Yes,
go ahead.
thanks for
Trying to throw a little
ruining
tidbit out there.
thanks for ruining my flow because I wasn't on the roll or anything. But you,
Hey, Christopher Nolan is on a roll too
but
with all these.
you have the grandfather that's basically telling Cooper he knows like he's someone that wants to go out there and explore, but unfortunately based on the world he's not able to like utilize his talents, right? That's another reason why Cooper was
Yeah.
eager to go out there because like this is what I trained for my whole life. This is what I wanted to do. This is his dream,
Yeah.
and he wasn't able to fulfill that. The dream of kind of human advancement, and which again connects to Dr. Brand's poems because even though he had thought there was no way to get Earth, the people on Earth off the planet, he still believed in human advancement by trying to have them go out there and build a human colony out there and continue
Very true.
humanity. Another way to just like for advancement, right? It's
Mm-hmm.
all about humans just fighting against like death and destruction, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I think all the characters were amazing. I thought Mirth was amazing. Cooper, I mean, my like, that's like this scene. Like, I cried twice, right? So one
That's
was,
it.
That's it.
yeah, you cried more than twice in the movie.
I think
Well,
Christian
yeah.
cried throughout the
I
whole movie.
I, I cry a lot too, so
Oh, okay.
it don't take much for me to get them tears flowing.
For me, I cried with the bit when he was reading all the messages, right? And then I cried at the end when he met older Mirth, right?
Yeah, that's a hard scene.
That was a
Yeah.
hard. Yeah, listen.
Dude, I cried when he was leaving. I cried when he was reading the messages or watching the messages. I cried when he was in the black hole. I
No, Dad.
cried at the end. And I'm pretty sure I cried at some point when the music was just tugging on my heartstrings.
All right,
Can we get
Like
a
nothing
moment?
was
all
Can we
right.
get the moments when you didn't cry? Can we get those moments?
Yeah, the first 5 minutes. The
I
random baseball game.
I may have cried. I may have cried in the black hole scene with the bookshelf stuff. I don't remember, but I don't know if I don't know if I cried then, but like it was like I think I obviously I felt like emotional, but it's definitely like that video, the recording scene, and then him seeing older Mert. I definitely cried at those two scenes. And let me tell you, like just like you said, the music, like first of all, the music for the docking scene, "No Time for Caution," right? It's amazing, and then just all the
Oh
music.
my god.
Again, Hans Zimmer, he makes amazing music. Like
See the
I
New
know
Age
people
Bach.
don't like Man of Steel, but the music in I love Man of Steel, by the way, and we're gonna talk about it one day.
Another superhero movie reference? Is this what we're doing?
We're gonna talk about it one day. But Man of Steel also has some amazing music too. But anyway, Hans Zimmer, Interstellar, amazing music,
So is he the New
and
Age Bach? Kwaku?
He's just really good in superhero movies. From what I gather,
Interstellar is not a superhero movie.
so I think it's just going with the theme of where his skill set is most useful.
Okay.
So you're saying Cooper is not a superhero?
Yeah, yeah,
Dude literally saved the world.
exactly. What else would you call that?
Superhero by definition.
Exactly. I would say he's Batman esque, but I feel like with a Tony Stark um
Listen,
uh sense of humor.
listen. He's making bigger sacrifices than
Mm.
most of your superheroes out there.
Oh, and I think it was
So he's a superior superhero. The best
no,
superhero.
Yes,
what was
He
the
is
first
the superhero.
Okay. So we're on
No,
the
no.
same page. He's a superhero.
What was
Sweet.
the Marvel movie
No,
where
he's the
Tony Stark
superhero.
got sucked into the black hole?
Avengers.
Avengers. Yeah.
That
So
was that
yeah, there
wasn't
we
a
go.
that wasn't a black hole. That was a worm. That was a worm. Wow, that was more of a wormhole.
Oh well, I don't know what the difference is, but it's terrifying nonetheless. So yeah,
The
I guess we
difference
did
is
the
that
same
one
thing.
eats you, and one puts you somewhere else.
Oh well, I guess if you're in there, I don't think it really fucking matters. What you think you got out of it?
I mean,
So-
it does because
It does
you're
matter.
not
Like,
surviving a black hole, but you can survive a wormhole.
oh, okay. If you say so.
Wait, you
no,
don't?
yes,
That's what I use for work. You don't use wormholes for work?
Oh, that's what I've been using this whole time. I don't
Yeah, you
know.
didn't know
no,
that?
you haven't. Trust me,
I
you
have
haven't
not.
because you always late. So I definitely know you that you know fucking wormholes,
Listen, nobody says what time I have to be at the wormhole. All
Exactly.
right, I just get there. I just show up. All right.
and you're
I
late, so you
mean,
ain't using it.
well, what if I have a black hole near my house that's slowing that's slowing down time for me, but not for you?
Oh, maybe I have a black hole that's speeding
Then
up
you
time for you.
would not be late. Stop it.
What if I have a black
What do
hole
you
that's speeding
mean?
up time?
Yeah, well, because that means no. Because what do you mean? Time will be slow for me, but not for you. It will go faster for you.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So you think I'm
Okay,
late,
enough of this.
but I'm actually on time. You
Exactly.
got
Okay,
nothing
What
this.
Quaker
you
said.
got nothing to say about that.
Yeah, y'all saying nonsense right now.
No, we're not. What are we
Bro,
talking about? We're talking about black holes and
We
worms and
the only way
centipedes.
we can be at the same location, and I think you're late, but you're really on time, is if we're at the same location at different times. So then that defeats the whole purpose of. Well, stop.
But you just answered your own question though, so
All right, let's talk about the cinematography real quick, right?
oh yes, please.
Amazing
A
as
plus.
well. Like the shots of the planets, the shots of the ships, like they're all, like sometimes when I see it,
It
I'm
is
just
important
like,
to note, though.
yeah,
It's
I will
important
say
to note.
this. When it
yes,
comes to the importance of cinematography, and I'll say music too, I think it really helps create the atmosphere of the movie.
hmm
And I'll say that
100%.
with Interstellar,
especially
you know, no, like
especially
you
in
never break.
times where there's no sound, where they take off the sound, like you're literally in space. I think that's also an
Well, yeah,
amazing.
no. What I want to say is it never breaks immersion for you. Like you're always in the movie.
Yeah.
Like you never,
Yes.
you know what I mean. Like none of the shots, none of the music, it never just distracts or pulls you away from it.
Mm.
Yes. Definitely.
Yeah,
It
you know,
grabs you, and that's it. You're in it.
it kind of it makes you want to return to the movie, over and over again. Like Kwaku has returned
Hey,
to this movie.
several
But it's important
times.
to note that all of the scenes, including like the water planet and stuff, are shot on Earth. So there
That's
is that.
crazy.
Oh,
I'm
I
surprised that they
know.
didn't go to another planet to shoot this movie.
damn!
Uh,
I
the
did
budget
not know.
wasn't
I did not know
quite
that.
there yet.
Damn.
Is that
I
true?
think they
Yeah.
should have went to Elon Musk. He probably could have
Wait. Is that true?
found.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, dang! I thought those. Damn, they had me fool. Dang,
No.
that's some good CGI.
No.
I thought it was real.
I thought it was shot in another dimension.
I thought that water planet was real. I was scared. Dang.
I know.
I thought so too, but no.
Hey,
Hey,
like
whew,
they say, you learn something new every day, right?
damn.
Yeah.
Hmm.
The things you learn.
Right.
That is crazy.
But no, this is a movie that everyone should watch. Honestly,
Hmm.
like it's great.
It's
Oh yeah,
Like, what else is there to say except it's great? You should watch
it
it.
is a great movie.
yeah. I mean, I've glazed it the entire episode. So I'm sure people are tired of just. I spoke so much this episode. That's actually crazy. You guys
Listen, Kwaku,
most you guys mostly
this is
listen.
your
That's
favorite
crazy.
movie, man. We want to let you, talk your talk.
Listen, I did want to record this for my birthday weekend because so before last year, I couldn't really choose a favorite movie, right? But last year is when I realized I'm like, yo, I've by the way, I rewatch a lot of movies and I rewatch a lot of TV shows, especially stuff that I like, right? Obviously.
And you watch more. It's like, how do you watch so much? Anyways, continue.
I I don't know. I do like it's crazy, yeah. I'm not even sure how I do it. Cause I rewatch stuff and I watch new stuff still, which is insane. But
That you then might add to your rewatch list. Like,
yes,
what is
yes, which
what is
is
going on?
yes, which is crazy. Which is funny because I'm actually rewatching The Last Airbender right now.
Look at that.
Which
I think
we
Kwaku is
are
probably one
gonna
of the greatest multitaskers that we
which
just don't know about.
which we are gonna talk
He must
about
he must
too.
cook and clean a lot.
Yeah.
um yeah, so last year I was just sitting down, I'm just like, you know what? Interstellar actually might be my favorite movie of all time. That's when I decided. I know, very boring story. There's no real payoff. But last year's I just randomly thought like, huh, I think I can choose my favorite movie in this Interstellar.
This is wild. Dude watches it at minimum once a year, sometimes more. And it's not until like close to 10 years in he's like, huh, this is
Yeah,
it. This is the one.
yeah,
This is the one.
but that's not the only movie I do that with though either. I watch.
Oh,
Oh yeah, listen, Revenge of the Sith. I watch. That one is probably exceeded 20 times.
yo, can
Um.
I just real quick?
Yeah.
I don't want to make this a Star Wars thing,
Okay.
but Revenge of the Sith. That's episode 3, right?
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah, it's a great movie.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
all.
that's a great movie.
Keep it simple. Let's keep it
But
simple and move on.
I do rewatch all the. I rewatch all the Star Wars series multiple times. The Matrix I rewatch multiple times. Don't get me started on Harry Potter. Like I've been watching that since I was a kid. As well.
Stop. They're
Like
not
I
that.
literally
No.
what? What? Excuse me? Hello?
Yep.
Nah, we're not about to get into
Yeah.
that. We're not about to get into that right now, Christian. We're not about, we're not about
Live
to
your
get into
life.
that right now. Um,
Live your life.
listen, y-
I'm not gonna stop you from living your
we are
life.
not about to get into the Harry Potter movies right now. But
No, we're talking Interstellar. Today
I
we're
know,
talking about Interstellar.
I know. Okay, just to make sure. But yes, those are just some of the stuff I rewatched multiple times. You know,
Yes.
so yeah, it's not just Interstellar. I've just not been able to choose a movie from that pack of my favorite movies. Basically,
I
is what
see.
I'm
I
trying to
see.
say. You know?
I'm so happy for
Thank you. I appreciate that. I really do appreciate that. And if you guys want to know my favorite show, it probably is Avatar: The Last Airbender. I'm not gonna lie, because that's something I can rewatch, and I literally don't even have to look at the TV, and I know exactly what's going on just by hearing the voices.
you. Your favorite show, like or like animated show, or like just television show in general.
Definitely animated show. If I had to say TV show in general, I might still choose that. I'm not gonna lie, but I'd have to think more about
Ooh.
that. Because then that opens up a lot of other stuff. If I think about just TV shows in general. But okay, if I was gonna choose like a 10 out of 10 TV show, like TV show in general, 10 out of 10. Not even just about my enjoyment, just a good 10 out of 10 TV show I watch. I'm gonna say Avatar: The Last Airbender.
Well, you heard it here first, guys. Avatar: The Last Airbender. Another 10. Television
Watch
show.
that. Um, we are gonna talk about 10 out of 10 shows in general. Um, P.S. Watch The Glory. That's a K drama. A 10 out of 10 K drama. All right, all right. Well, I guess enough about Avatar, and because we'll discuss that at a later date. Right.
Yeah.
So
I can't
yeah,
honestly. I can't wait to watch it again to talk about it because it was a good show.
it
Yes.
was an amazing show. All right.
Wait, season the first one, right? Part one with Aang and the gang, Aang gang.
Yeah,
Yes.
but
Yeah.
you need to watch.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what we're talking about. But you need to watch Korra though too. Like,
I do need to watch Korra. Yeah,
listen,
I understand that
I have things
it's
to
a
say
show that
about that
exists.
show. Like I said. Um,
Yes,
uh, but they're good things
we'll get
and
there.
some
We'll
bad
get there.
things. Yeah.
Yeah, we'll
No,
get there.
a little tea for you guys. Kwaku might like Korra more than Interstellar. You heard it here first.
Oh, whoa! Let's not say any blasphemy. All right.
No, no. I think he likes Korra more than Mia. That's what I think you meant to
Sure. All right.
say.
Any last things that you guys want to say before we head out?
No,
uh,
I want to say it again. If you haven't watched this movie, you really should. You should watch it.
yeah, honestly, I think the story that they tell is quite amazing, and the way that they tell it is honestly, it's a journey, and I want to say that nothing deters you from, uh, and nothing takes away from the movie at all. Everything just enhances the movie as you watch it. It's just a great experience. So that's my final thoughts.
It's
And honestly, it's like 99% scientifically accurate as well. There's a bonus. So
Which is a plus.
Mhm.
yeah.
Yep,
I
yep.
mean, it's a flawless movie. Anyway, before we head out, I do want to say that we have launched a Discord server, so you guys can leave us some recommendations or feedback as well. Um, and that's gonna do it for today, guys. Thanks for coming. And next week we're gonna have talk to me. Have a good day, guys.
Talk to me.
Yeah. All right, guys. Take care.